그런 열차에서 일하면서 또 다른 열차에 몸을 싣고 어디론가로 간다는 것은 퍽 우스꽝스럽지. 그대도 그렇게 생각하지 않는가?
If you say so. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekmek, this is Limbus Company. We have our new Refraction Railway Bokgak. But before we do that, let's just have a little look at all these things. So, LCE Dimension Shredder Yi Sang. For a start, his skill 1 rolls surprisingly high. 6 plus 7. He's not going to be getting into the Gloom excavations anytime soon, I can say that much. Anyhow... Ooh, it also has plus 3 offense level. Final power plus 1 for every charge count on self, and rupture and dimensional rift on the target to 3. So that actually rolls a... Ooh, that might roll a 16. And then it consume charge count to gain coin power, but just 2 charge count? So that'd be 17. Yeah, I think they put all of the power in this identity into its skills because it isn't going to be inflicting much in the way of rupture. Anyhow, gain charge count once per skill. Inflict 2 rupture, consume dimensional castaway to reuse the coin. So he reuses this coin, but it isn't going to inflict any charge count on it. It will put down a little bit of rupture though. Skill 2, Consecutive Dimensional Slice. Final power for every rupture and dimensional rift on the target. Consume charge count, gain final power. At charge potency, gain coin power. So 3 charge potency is the magic number. Gain 6 charge count after he's consumed 5 of it. Inflict a dimensional rift. Deal slash damage equal to charge potency on self times 4 of this coin's final damage, maximum of 20%. Interesting. Skill 3, Rip Space. At 15 charge count, activate 4-dimensional refraction times series severance instead. At just below 15, but at more than 7, consume all charge count, gain coin power for every 7 charge count consumed. Gain a final power for all the dimensional rift and rupture on the target. Gain dimensional castaway and quadricolored dimensions. Something that they didn't show. Turn end, lose 1 stack. They didn't show this in the identity preview. Yeah, if I open it up right now, it does not say anything about gaining extra stacks. Offense level plus 1, defense level plus 2, gain extra charge count from skills. Deal extra damage based on charge potency. If this unit gains effects past its max cap, gain the surplus stack next turn. Gain charge count, inflict rupture, inflict more rupture, inflict 2-dimensional rift, and deal slash damage equal to charge potency of this coin's final damage to a maximum of 20%. But let's just skip that straight to his advanced skill 3. 4 attack weight. 5 plus 3, 4 coins, versus 5 plus 4, 3 coins. Unfocused Volley. Final power for every rupture and dimensional rift on the main target. I wonder if that considers the unfocused volleys target that it's hitting, or if it's considering the person you aimed against first. I don't see you getting much final power, unfortunately, because it's just going to be too finicky. He deletes Rupture on hit. Gain 1 Dimensional Castaway and a Quadricolored Dimension. Dimensional Castaway is stack percent HP. Great. Actually, it doesn't deplete on getting hit, so he could actually get 9% shield if someone hits him 3 times. Anyhow, consume 15 charge count to gain final power and coin power. But we're already going to be at 15 charge. So it's basically got this baked into it. That said, because they do still want to have it consider that because they want to actually consume the charge. Gain Quadricolored Dimension for the first 3 coins. Inflict Rupture and deal slash damage equal to 5% of this coin's final damage to all targets. So it is actually damaging everyone, it's just dealing 5% of the damage to everyone, and 105% to whoever is his main target on that hit. 4. Fourth coin. Gain a charge count. Inflict Rupture, Dimensional Rift, deal the slash damage, 5 plus charge potency, reuse this coin once per skill. So if he has actually hit that max charge potency, then the coin reuse could actually help out quite a bit. Especially since he's getting the extra final power and coin power. Defense, Sidestep, gain charge barrier equal to charge potency once per turn to maximum of 5. Gain dimensional castaway and quadricolor dimensions once per turn. Or gain 2 dimensional castaway and quadricolor dimensions at 3 plus charge potency. So he has to burn 20 charge, so it's not going to happen easily. Combat start. At fewer than 7 charge count, consume 7 minus charge count on self % HP up to 7 charge count. Cannot drop to 0 due to this effect and round down. At more than 15 charge count, consume surplus charge count to apply the following. Heal charge count % HP and gain haste next turn. Okay, that was actually in the Identity preview, I just wasn't paying attention to it. Gain a charge potency when consuming 10 charge count. When an ally's skill hits an enemy, consume a dimensional castaway to activate Dimensional Slice, then gain a quadricolor dimension. If this unit is faster than the target, deal speed difference times charge potency on self % damage. Cool. Gain charge potency on self divided by 2 haste next turn, but only up to 2. I think that works with Dimension Shredder. When one ally with the fastest skill uses a skill that gains or consumes charge count, gain a haste. Okay. The big downside is that he generates absolutely no sloth, and sloth is already a pretty difficult element to get your hands on in a charge team. On an enemy that has slower speed, inflict rupture count, so he does actually want that high speed to try and stabilize rupture count, but it's not going to work that well. If he took no damage, gain 4 charge count. Anyway, that said, there's one other thing that came out, and they didn't give us an Identity preview for this. 4th Match Flame. So at the moment, inflict burn, inflict wrath fragility next turn, 38 minus 18, so realistically you're going to see a 20. 33 minus 18, 5 attack weight, but targets randomly. So it actually rolls more of a 15 if you're really unlucky. And the passive, after defeating an enemy that has burn, heal Wrath Absolute Resonance % HP. Now, should we Threadspin this up? Combat start. If Wrath Absolute Resonance was activated, inflict Wrath Fragility on the main target on Clash Win. After defeating an enemy with burn, heal Wrath Resonance % HP to maximum of 12%. Keeping in mind, the cap wasn't there before, but we already had a cap of 12% because you can only get 12 skill slots. So no, that one makes sense. 38 minus 13, so this now rolls a 25. Deal 5% damage for every highest resonance to a maximum of 30%. Also, it's unbreakable now. Attack end. Gain Wrath power up and Wrath damage up next turn. So it is action, and if on hit without cracking, which, to be fair, before getting cracked would just mean you don't hit them at all, inflict 6 burn. So it is actually ideal to have this in. It's fair. We aren't losing anything from this. And inflict 3 Wrath Fragility next turn. This is basic. This is very clearly meant to be an opening for a really strong Wrath skill, what with the Wrath power up. Ego Corrosion, also unbreakable, raises the base power, so now it rolls equally to the Awakening version. Still 5 attack weight, indiscriminate, target randomly, deal extra damage for every highest resonance, caps at 6 resonance, just like this one did. Clash Lose, base power goes down by 18. Attack end, gain 2 Wrath power up and 1 Wrath damage up. So that is actually more Wrath power up if you so wish. Inflict 10 burn, as opposed to 6. And Wrath Fragility next turn. Not useful for what we're doing today, but it's still nice to have. Because yes, as you can see by the team name, we're tackling the railway. Line 2, I remember this nonsense. Maximum level cap of 60. So apparently what they're going to do here is that each round is going to be a non-stop battle against all of them, which means no changing your team around on the inside. You have to focus. Inflict 3 color talisman on the target. Oh, that's an unbreakable coin. Clash Lose. Damage dealt by this skill cannot stagger. Does not activate Rupture. But it is going to be inflicting Rupture count and Rupture. Accumulating Curse. Inflicting Entangled Curse Talisman equal to Entangled Talisman. If they do not have it, inflict 3 Curse Talismans. Deal extra damage for every stack but gain 2 attack power down at turn start at 9 stacks. Remove this effect at the end of the wave. Inflict Rupture and Rupture count, so that no one will cry. At 10 plus reattach Curse Talisman, point power -1. 8 stacks deal... At less than 8 stacks, deal 30% damage. At 9 stacks gain Bind. At 12 stacks gain attack power down as well. If the target has Entangled Curse Talismans, convert all coins into Unbreakables. Clash Lose. Final power -10. Deal 80% less damage. Damage dealt by this skill cannot stagger. Does not activate Rupture. All Curse Talisman expire at turn end. The thing is, it's still inflicting the friggin' Rupture. Inflict Paralyze, Rupture count, Bind, etc, etc. Transferring Talisman. All parts gain protection. All Entangled Talisman on the target expires and gain that as reattached Curse Talisman. Inflict an Entangled Curse Talisman equal to Talisman on target, or 3 Talismans. At 10... Hang on. So that no one will cry. So that no one will cry. This one is used by the arm, this one is used by the body. I guess it's so that it can use it regardless of whether it's arm or body. When gaining Sinking, gain additional potency and count. Does not apply on cycle related buffs. Refracted Struggle, when arm is broken, gain attack power down. Refracted Steam Transport Machine, deal extra damage for all accumulated past. The total turns taken in this Refraction Railway goes up by 1 at the end of the turn, spent when the body is broken. If accumulated past is an odd number, deal extra damage. Damage dealt cannot stagger the target otherwise. If this is an even number, gain 3 protection. The damage doesn't go down for breaking the coin, I getcha. Inflict 3 Paralyze. Clash power for all the poise on self. 17 is a pretty terrifying number. 3 paralyzed next turn. Raise stagger threshold. All parts gain poise and poise count. Deal less damage, cannot stagger the target. Raise stagger threshold equal to poise. All parts gain poise, deal extra damage. At 7 plus poise, coin power, clash lose, damage dealt cannot stagger. At 5 plus poise, raise stagger threshold and gain 8. Yeah, you're not going to be able to knock him out of his poise, unfortunately. At 50 plus accumulated past, and if core is at 80% or less HP, heal by consuming accumulated past at turn end. Oh, that's very obnoxious. Gain attack power up for every 80 accumulated past. At 80 plus, gain a slot. If accumulated past is an odd number, gain fragile and damage up. If it's even, gain protection and damage down. This skill deals extra damage on odd numbers. On odd numbers it gains damage up as well, yikes. When body is broken, consume all accumulated past. When the body is broken, apply the following effects on the body for this encounter. Affinity resistance becomes 0.5 starting from this turn. Attack type resistance becomes 0.5 next turn. When Steam Blast is broken, completely lose all poise. Once the Steam Blaster is broken, every time this unit gains poise, gain fragile. Once the Steam Blaster is broken, lose poise on use of an attack skill. So once you break the Steam Blaster, you want to engage on the bonus poise skills first. Burn and Bleed max out at 30. Burn and Bleed count max out at 5. When gaining sinking, apply additional count and potency. When Steam Blaster is hit, lose poise and poise count. Actually, did you have... You don't have anything. You don't even punish us for having burn. Okay. Refracted Drifting Fox. Final power for all the rupture and sinking on the target, unbreakable coin. Damage dealt by this skill cannot stagger, but on hit without cracking, inflicts sinking. Final power for every rupture and sinking on the target, inflict sinking count and sinking. Inflict rupture count and rupture. Final power for every rupture and sinking on the target. Final power for every rupture and sinking on the target, inflict 2 rupture count, inflict rupture. Even more rupture on our heads. Cries seeking something, unbreakable coin. Clash power for every surviving old umbrella. Final power minus 10, deal way less damage. Cannot stagger, activate rupture or sinking. All old umbrellas expire, gain protection umbrella equal to the number of protection stack in the first turn. Right, so the more rounds we go, the more umbrellas it's going to spawn, and if it doesn't have them on the field, then it's going to gain protection. Inflict sinking. All enemies lose 20 SP, this is ridiculous. Volatile reaction, gain thorns. When hit, 50% of damage is returned to the attacker. That's really... Yeah, that's how it used to be, and it's really annoying. It has them for both body parts too. Pleading Cries. In a clash, gain clash power for every surviving umbrella. Deal extra damage for every umbrella. Lose final power. Cannot stagger. Does not activate rupture and sinking. Inflict 3 sinking. 16 plus 6. 16 plus 6. I don't quite get it, what the difference is supposed to be. Cries seeking something is 5 sinking, Pleading Cries is 3 sinking. Weird. Have 15% HP, trigger the following effects. Gain bind and attack power down every turn. Newly spawned umbrellas have 30% more HP. Use Cries seeking something or Pleading Cries every turn. Gain 2 protecting umbrella at the start of the turn. Gain additional protecting umbrella equal to the number of cycle counts. Gain protection equal to protection of umbrella on self. If waiting is slotted, spawn umbrella equal to protection umbrella. At 10 plus clashes, randomly gain or lose clash power. When the body is broken, damage down every turn. Rupture and sinking max out at 30 and 5 count. When gaining bleed, apply additional potency and count, not including cycle-related buffs. When head is broken, gain damage down. And these umbrellas. Attack end. Inflict rupture count and singing count on all enemies, so you have to make sure they never win this clash. When this unit is defeated at skill end of an identity, the identity gains SP and haste. When this unit is defeated, inflict umbrella splinters and bind on all of the drifting fox parts. Gain rupture count. Wait, no, gain rupture per count. But because the fox has this cap, you can't get that much to enjoy on it. Anyway, let's just jump straight in. I'm going for a sinking team. I'm legit not sure whether I want to go for Xiong's office or Mola Boatworks though. Yeah. Pride, Sloth, Gloom, Pride. Wrath, Sloth, Gloom, Envy.
열 주목 구름이
부르신다면 언제든.
와일드 헌트야.
Yeah,
파우스트가
good enough.
맞이하죠.
Ooh boy, 6 skill slots, huh?
하고들 시간이다. 잔무에.
That's really bad luck.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
Although to be fair, it's really hard to beat that triple coin skill on turn 1 before you get any SP.
오제트의 눈으로. 꽂아 터뜨려주지.
I was about to ask where the burn came from, but then I remembered it's Gregor. Also, we got karmic consequences for that. Great.
내가 안전하게 지켜줄 테니까.
Okay, so oh, I see a problem. We can't control where he aims. Still, we can get rid of 12 of those tokens, so it won't be so bad. This is a bad time to get that dazzle though, because he's gonna have so much protection it really won't deal that much damage.
예측할 수 없게.
진짜.
지키기 위해서. 살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께.
You know what? I probably should have saved it for next turn because he's about to do something crazy.
잘 보이는 거. 내가 구해야 할 자가 누구인지.
속사.
아비규환.
The door stopped moving in places if nothing was happening. Perhaps it could have been looking at the Sinner's talismans. As if possessed, the Sinners began to walk toward the wooden door. It's like they forgot they were fighting just moments ago. They started removing the talismans entangled on their bodies. What could be going on? Don Quixote gathered the detached talismans and stood before the wooden door. It seemed to be gazing silently. Maybe it was just the sinner's conscience making it seem that way. The eagerness to return the talismans to where they were. Don Quixote extended their arm to hand over the stack of talismans. As if drawn by a magnet, the talismans flew toward the door. So that no one will cry. After muttering the phrase, Don Quixote came back to their position. It gained 3 reattached cursed talismans, and we gained haste.
지령은 절대적이라네.
So that no one will cry. We have to make sure this isn't on someone that has the talismans. Oh yeah, that'll do the trick. That will double the talisman stack. Which we're trying to avoid, so...
뭐죠?
25 SP. That'll put him to negatives, but he might get some of it back again. No. He won't get any of the coin reuses though.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
억제 성공. 진짜. 격발. 차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
대응 완료.
이게 심장이.
그 뜻을
Oh,
해금하겠네.
it's dead already, and Don Quixote got negative consequences as well, darn it. Probably because she went turns without using her ego skills, I guess. I guess she doesn't need to keep filling the prescript, but he does. This is turn 5, so bonus damage on the Unbreakables. Actually, we should probably be beating on that steam conductor, shouldn't we?
예측할 수 없게.
앞으로 하나.
We aren't making any progress because no one is getting their SP back.
시생멸법. 오래 필수록 가치는 떨어지는 법이지.
And this is the tank turn. But he gains extra sinking, that's the important point.
해고 감도 증폭.
All those Unbreakables rupture, it just struck me. We probably want to get rid of it with the Unbreakable coins.
완료.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라. 속삭.
지리해야 할.
전술 시야 전개. 오제트의 눈으로
The enemy is staggered, it is safe to attack. He doesn't have any defensive skills, so Soda wouldn't be much help there, but we're already trying to hang on to SP anyhow.
대응 완료.
Oh no.
누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만
종료.
And of course we aren't going to actually get any proper hits on with this because her SP is so freaking low.
파도는 반드시 밀려올 테니.
The problem is that Rodion keeps taking all of the SP healing for herself because she's sitting at negative SP, so we can't get anyone else up.
살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라.
딸아이도 이 상처를 기억할지. 이쪽으로 와. 내가 안전하게 지켜줄 테니까.
So we have a problem. We should have been using those unbreakable coins to get rid of the stacks, and we didn't.
해고 감독. 증폭.
지킬 게 많거든.
So now we have a problem of going up against the fox with a whole bunch of rupture that it's going to exploit.
사고될 시간이다. 잔우에.
이쪽으로 와. 내가 안전하게 지켜줄 테니까.
He's at unlock 3, so the prescript won't care if he ignores one just a touch. 20 charge. This should mess this guy up quite a bit.
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
차라리
아무것도 남지 마라.
이 스며들 듯한 비, 우산이 새지나 않나 모르겠소.
Where'd that sinking on him come from? I guess it must have been an unbreakable coin then.
쏴야 할 때가 왔군. 시생멸법. 우울의 필수로 가치는 떨어지는
And we
법이지.
can't do anything about that because he is doing his ads. Great. Oh no. If she does the rapid fire follow-up attack, then she's going to die.
진짜 날 적개체 무장하고 확인 사살. 흙 속에 파묻혀라. 살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라. 속에서 담내가 치미는군.
Yeah, this boss was not designed with assist attacks in mind. Let's be blunt. Now we have Umbrella Sprinters, so this is the one turn where it actually does. What does it mean by new? I don't really get it. That is a horrifying amount of final power because, of course, we have stacks on us that we want off and we can't get it off. Alright, let's hope for the best.
포위만 구축.
Why?
앞으로 둘.
써주마. 자, 체디, 나를 따라해보는 거야. 짜잔.
저택을 안내해주지.
시생멸법. 오래 필수록
Did I queue up the
가치는
wrong
떨어지는
skill or
법이지.
something?
사고될 시간이다. 잔무에.
이제 완료.
행 완료.
Select ally buff, select enemy buff. Fixed enemy buff, gain 10% more damage, offense and defense level. Make sure to avoid hardening because slot weight actually means a lot. Shield damage does not equal HP damage. Max speed. I think accelerating. Apply 1 sinking to all enemies and more sinking counter enemies that already have sinking. Apply poise to all allies and extra poise count to all allies. Apply 2 charge count. Apply rupture to all enemies and 1 more rupture count to enemies with rupture. Apply tremor, bleed, burn. Increase the damage dealt. So... That way we're at least racking up some potency against that stupid fox, even when it forces us to target elsewise. One cycle completed, added 2 more. Wait, so we do get the doll, but... Huh. We have to deal with the fairy gentleman, the centipede, and the clock instead. I guess they change which ones actually get involved. So what's the actual goal here? Clear 5 cycles. Okay. Well, either way, we'll get onto that next cycle next time. Till then, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. I wonder if they'll let us swap our team out a bit first.